Oh, hey, hi, how's it going? Just fix the backdrop a little bit. This red sheet that I got was actually a lot longer than normal because it was an extra order, so I ordered it actually a little bit bigger, thinking that I might cut it so that I had a piece for a tabletop when I'm filming there. So yeah, I just turned it sideways so that I can get a little bit more distance, and then I had one of those shower poles so that I could just use these curtains and put the loops of the curtains through the shower pole and just hang it over and just use the weight of it hanging down. So it's working for now. Could give it a little bit of texture, I guess. Spruce it up a little bit. There's that, close to halfway there. So just woke up from a little nap. How's your day going? Good. All right. So when I woke up from the nap, I actually looked into my email to see what our status is, what's going on. And BC Registry has got back to me through email with the name approval request. So that's why we named this video the name approval request. It's looking kind of funny over there. Guess that gives it a lot more character. But now it kind of opens things up again. They're looking weird. I was looking a little bit better with it untied. Too far. Back right there a little bit. Just try and combine some other colors maybe. Try and get it so that the curtains aren't showing. Oh well, whatever. Anyways, looks a little bit better, but nothing's on the right angle, obviously. Okay, so let's look here. I won't be able to see any of the comments if you comment, but I'm just going to read the email. So when you when you do a name request, there's a certain number, so that number is at the beginning of this title, and then it's the name request results from corporate registry. So BC Registries at government.bc.ca sent me a little note here. The results of your name request are attached. Please save or print these results for future reference. Now that you have reserved your name, the next step is to submit the necessary documentation to complete your filing. If you do not complete your filing before your name reservation expires, you will have to submit a new name request. Please note, your name request will expire on December 4th, 2020. So that gives me a fair amount of time. Thank you for using name requests online. Submit another name request. Visit BC Registry Names and la-di-da-di-da. To view the attachment, you require Adobe Acrobat Reader. If you do not already have the reader, you can download it for free and they give me a link. So I'll click the link just in case. I don't know if I have it, but I don't think I do at the moment. Okay. Make it your own. Adobe and its vendors use cookies. Yeah. I know. Almost everybody uses cookies. Adobe Acrobat Reader DC. I don't think I need the Pro. It's just a lot more megabytes. 200 and some megabytes for this, and then the Pro, it's 900. Just looking to read a document. So, okay, to proceed, open your download folder. Locate the Adobe Reader installer file named Acro Reader DC. double click on the installer to complete the installation. It's still downloading. I can see it in the bottom corner of my tab in the browser. It's still downloading. So I'll wait for that to come up, then we'll open up this document. I haven't seen it yet. I just saw this email on my phone, so thought I'd clean up the set a little bit and let's share this with you, as it's another step moving forward with the business. Come on, open up. So it's verifying the program. Now it's opening Adobe Reader DC. Ugh. So I need to learn how to sit straight more at this computer, but it's always kind of an issue. Try and get some light on me. He's back. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. Every step forward, I need to show all these steps. If I don't show them, I might forget something in the future, or somebody may not know what move to make next if they're kind of using some of my coaching. Anyways, it's all part of the story, and I just woke up from a nap, and I've got my name approval request in. I paid the extra $100 to have it the next day. Plus, I changed the name that I was originally signing on to, and then went back and canceled that first name request because it was still going to be probably another 8 or 9 days before I received it, maybe a little bit less. It was going to be close to a week, anyways. And then they provide a reimbursement as soon as I canceled it. So some of my description was a little bit wonky, and I was kind of embarrassed to have that go through as a document. So I just changed it, made it very generic, and went back to kind of an original name that I had once before on another business, so that I can use my work trailer and the name that's already on that logo. Plus, it kind of worked for me. Like, come on, Adobe, what's going on? So just clicked on the box here. I don't know why everything wasn't showing up in front. But so yeah, I just had an app, opened up the email, saw that the name approval request has gone through. So that's good, because I didn't think it would get here till tomorrow. So that was fast. You'll be guided through the steps necessary to install the software. So I'm just installing Adobe Acrobat Reader DC software right now so that I can open this up and look at it. And continue doing that with the phone as well, so that I did download it on the phone. It's already in, so I just have to open it on the phone actually. And see all your files done. So Adobe's accessing my files on the computer, on the phone. And then I always do things twice, I guess, by doing it again on the computer. Sometimes it's easier to read things on the larger screen. So he's got the big smile. That's funny. Yeah, I just show up at random times. You never know where, you never know when. But yeah, that's part of my gig, I guess. Just trying to bring everything to you guys and to your attention. All the steps that I've been going through on getting my business set up, getting back into business, and hopefully providing some good insight and value so that you guys can see how easy it is to actually get into business and possibly start on your own. And if you're interested in being a courier, an independent courier, you don't want to have everything right out there in the open, but you want to have it so that you look professional and smart. So change my name to Dynamic Contracting Services. Hopefully that's what's going through. And then, yeah, so I got rid of the associates, but on dynamic. So whatever. Dynamic contracting services, that's still a pretty wide range. Like that name, I can pretty much branch out in any area possible, I think, if I have to. So, I can contract doing this or I can contract doing that. I'm not really stuck to one thing because I'm dynamic, right? Little tricks, word plays. That's how it goes. And then when they ask for a description of what I do, I just provide, I'm an independent contract service provider, basically. So, yeah, everything's done within less than 15 kilometers typically. So, my insurance kind of still more or less kind of covers that. Just kind of skimming fly by night on that one. But at least I'm still insured. I am allowed to do 6 commercial projects per month. So there's ways around things. Obviously, with skip the dishes, they don't mind. They're going to let you run by with bare minimum kind of thing. But in BC, they always set you up with like a minimum of, you can always bring it down, but I have mine set at 2 million liability for my insurance. Okay, so it's still trying to unload and upload onto the computer. Running package scripts, install time less than 1 minute. So still waiting on the install of that. And so this is seeing if I had any recent files, but I did just download a file, so I don't get it. I don't want to unlock premium. Okay, so that's what's nice now. When I have any of those files, like I had a file the other day that I downloaded on here, but there's no way I could open it. Now I have Adobe in my phone, so I should be able to open these documents now and be able to read through them. And then also I had to set the phone so that I could read things sideways. It wasn't set for that automatically, but it's nice to have that nice wide screen. This is really clear and visible compared to the iPhone that I had, the i5 that was so old. So this is like a little mini tablet almost. But I'm definitely gonna have to get a better case. I meant to go to the mall today and get the OtterBox, maybe something that will still work inside of my phone holder inside the car. But what I'm really looking forward to trying to get though, so I think I might just wait a little bit longer, is a wireless, something that's wireless charging. And I can use my cell phone holder or have that cell phone holder that's a wireless charger, because to plug in every time to try and keep this thing charged up while I'm working, I think I'm going to have issues in the future. Hopefully not, but it's just like I'm unplugging, plugging in so often throughout the day that I think that it's going to be definitely worth getting a wireless charging system for this phone, because that's just it's a big chore. It's an added movement every time I get in and out of the car. It's an added movement, and every added movement added seconds to my performance. So this is how I think, right? When we were talking on the last video, like every second counts. So you kind of want to get yourself into a routine because it changes so fast. Like if you don't get yourself into a constant routine, then you're going to add on more seconds to every movement that you make and then get less orders into the day. So the trick is to try and move as quickly as possible or as efficiently, and then possibly get more orders in so that you're making more money. If you want to try to get to that 3 orders an hour count, then we need a system, and anything that's going to speed us up, even if it costs us a few dollars to get that system set up, it's worthwhile in the long run. It's going to pay itself off, and we're going to get more work out of it. So everything's so slow. Okay, I'm going to see if I can open it up on here, because it's not opening up on my computer. It's taking forever. Yeah, it's still uploading. So I can open it with, I guess I didn't need Adobe in here. I could have opened it with this. Keep this file. Save the tap drive icon to keep your file safe and accessible on Google Drive. I don't know. So there it is. There's the document. Your name request. That's my name, my address, and name. So that's funny. My first choice, dynamic contracting services. That's been rejected. First choice, and conflicts with Dynamic Developments Limited, Ltd. Rejected due to conflict with Dynamic Developments Ltd. It's dynamic contracting services. Like it's way far off from dynamic developments, but it's within similar manner, so I can see what they're getting at. And then Dynamic Media Productions was my second choice, and it was also rejected. Second choice, conflicts with Dynamic Entertainment Group Ltd. Rejected due to conflict with Dynamic Entertainment Group. So this is the first time this has happened to me. I've gone and registered for probably half a dozen different names over the period of time, and this is the first time I've actually not been able to use my name, even though it was that close. I was still able to use it in Alberta. Similar situations. So the one that I actually set up or wrote down more or less kind of as a joke is the one that got accepted. And that's funny because my last one was a little bit of a joke as well, because I had Big Case and Associates Inspection, and then I short formed it and had it as Big Case and Ass Inspection. So this one now is going to be Dynamic ProConMedia Services. Oh, that's hilarious. Dynamic ProConMedia Services. And we're a general partnership. No, I'm supposed to be sole proprietor. Or proprietorship. It says general partnership / proprietorship. Additional, have not received consent to use this name, but have completed a search through BC Registry. SI for site. So that's just what I told them. The name request they're saying will expire on the 4th. Step 1, name approved. Step 2, now go to BC Business Registry. Please complete the filing before the expiry date. If it is not used before it expires, a new name request will be required. So you only want to do so many name requests because they cost money. Like this one just cost me $130. Yeah, I got reimbursed on the last one, but you know. So I guess we're going now with a business name of Dynamic ProConMedia Services. That's hilarious. So it was basically like changed it up a little bit. If you were to go ProCon, it would be Professional Contracting Media Services, right? But ProCon sounds like I'm a ProCon, but whatever. So that's my name. Out of the 3 that I chose, it's the one with humor that actually got picked by them, and the other ones that were very generic, straightforward, they didn't get picked, and that's fine. That's typically what's going to happen nowadays because there's so many people in the world, and it's going to be harder and harder to come up with names. That's one thing I noticed with trying to develop a brand. I was trying to develop a brand a couple weeks ago and come up with a name, but that's like not so easy. You pretty much got to do this and short form and abbreviate words and then make it into your own word. So dynamic ProConMedia. ProConMedia is one word. Services. So that's our name, I guess. So now we need to go to BC Registry. See what happens from there. Installation was successful. Finally installed, but now I'm done reading it and didn't even use Adobe on my phone. Used Google Drive. But whatever, we got Adobe just in case we need it. It's a very important office tool. It's used quite often. So, and then another thing that I did, I don't know if I said it there, but I just came like on the last video. Just in my notes on my computer, I made a little thing here for all the different hashtags for the video, the videos that I'm making here. So the plan is to put them in before we go live so that the hashtag's already there, and then I don't have to come back after work and go through all these videos and add all this stuff in. So by writing them all down and then being able to just copy and paste it into the title process. I haven't been putting descriptions because I just randomly been going off. So it's the description's more or less the title, and then I'll be putting in these hashtags. And as I get more equipment or whatever else I'm using or can think of, I'll add some more hashtags to just try and get myself out there a little bit more. So maybe some other people will clue into this besides just you. But, you know, I'm glad to have one buddy to share everything with that way. So let's go to www.bc registries now. I just clicked on the link in the email, it sends me right there. So your one-stop business registrations across all levels of government. One Stop lets you apply for the complete registrations for a new or existing business with local, provincial, and federal governments. Once you've set up your account, you can complete registrations or applications at any time in any order. Create a one-stop account. So for sole proprietor, what can you do with one stop? Create and register a new business. Sole proprietor, doing a business. General partnerships. Okay, so we need to create one. Account setup. Continue setting up your one-stop account by selecting the registrations you need for your business. If you're not sure what you need, answer a few questions using our registration assistant. That's in blue so that it's a link. And we'll offer some suggestions. You may add or remove items from this list at any time. So sole proprietor, that's what we're clicking on. And because we buy fuel and stuff, we're going to be setting up the provincial sales tax, the business license application, WorkSafe BC coverage, business BC EID. I don't know what that is, but maybe we'll click on it just to be safe. Employment standards, branch business information. I don't think I need that. Goods and services tax, so GST, payroll deductions, import export accounts. So it's not showing on Skip the Dish that we're collecting GST. They're just paying us. But I do pay out GST when I'm paying for fuel, food, any accessories, maintenance, and whatnot. So I do have to pay out a certain amount of GST. I don't know how this is going to work with them, because typically you'll collect a certain amount of GST and then you'll pay out a certain amount of GST, and then they kind of balance each other out, and whatever the difference is, you either pay the government or they reimburse you back, depending on who's on the higher end of things. So that's going to be interesting. The one guy that I spoke to, he said that he doesn't have a GST number, but then again, he said he's been doing it for 3 months, made 12 grand. So I think he's still new. And then some people get into business, they don't always know everything they need set up, because he looked at me kind of funny. He's like, well, I don't need a GST number. Well, you're paying GST, so I don't know. I'd rather be safe than sorry, I guess. I owe GST still, so I'm going to file for it just because I need to pay it off, and I want to be responsible and clean up my doings from the past. In order to register for sole proprietorship, you need an approved name request number. Do you have an approved number? Yes. Okay. So set up your account. Tell us about yourself so we can set up your account and guide you through your registrations. Are you completing this application for yourself or for someone else? Myself, principal. One Stop Government says some tab popped up here. First name initials are not accepted on many registrations, and this could cause rejection of your information. Ensure your full legal name is entered. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now use the password. Enter an email address. So I'm using my business address because that's now set up. So this is business. We best use our business address. Business ownership information. What is the legal status of your business owner? Personal, individual. Select personal, individual if only one person owns this business. Next. Business registration, owner, individual, ownership, individual, ownership type, individual. Enter the following business owner information. So my name's in there. Residential address must be a physical location, not just a delivery or address. P.O. Box Road. So they won't accept just a P.O. box anymore. In Alberta, I was able to get away with that. This is BC. They're a little more strict on things, it seems. That's fine. We want to write off our rent, so we definitely want to get this in there anyways. GY to be, So postal code lookup results, address, individual owner, residential address. If the address does not fit in the form below, click here to use the advanced form. Okay, so all the information's in there. Do you have or have you ever had a business number? Yes, I have. If so, enter it here. Oh, I don't remember my business number. You will have a business number if sole proprietorship or general partnership you are registering already has one of the following accounts. So I don't have one. That business is dissolved, so that business number is gone anyway, so I don't have one. Select your registrations. You may add or remove items from this list at any time. If you're not sure what you need, use our registration assistant. So I'm going to get rid of this one. BCEID. What's a business BCEID? I don't know. Total fees, not including business license fee, another $40. Navigation error. See errors below. Sorry, the page you're looking for is not here. Oh, I used the back button, so now it's buggered everything up. So registration assistant, step 1 of 3. Answer each question below and click next to continue to step 2. I'm an individual starting a business, sole proprietor. Yes. I'm registering a DBA, trade name, sole proprietor. Trade name? No, I guess not. Do you plan to sell or provide goods or services anywhere in Canada and need to charge GST? No. I'm not charging GST. They just give me whatever. I'm not charging. I'm starting a business with general partnership. No. Okay. Business characteristics, step 2 of 3. Answer each question below and click next to continue to step 3. Do you need optional or workplace disability insurance? They have it highlighted, partially highlighted as yes. It's always best to. You never know if you're going to get injured. You're a subcontractor, and if you don't have workplace insurance, and you're not going to get compensated for anything. So it's best to take care of yourself. I know it seems like an unnecessary thing, and most of us don't think we're going to get hurt. But when we do, and if we do, and we're not covered, how do we make money? How do we survive? So I think it's best to have WCB no matter what. Do you operate an incorporated business that is not currently registered with WorkSafe BC? No. Have you already hired employees? No. Are you hiring new employees or workers within the next 4 weeks? No. Are you hiring new employees or workers after the next 4 weeks? After or within? Both of those are no. Have you hired contractors or subcontractors? No. Business characteristics, step 3 of 3. Answer each question below and click next to view the registrations, one-stop recommendations. So they've got this one highlighted partially in blue again on the yes, but it's in no right now. Will you import or export goods? For commercial. Will you import or export goods for commercial purposes into or out of Canada? No. Does the business operate a taxi or limousine service? No. Is this a non-resident business? No. Will you be selling or leasing PSD taxable products or services to the end user? No. Will you be offering 4 or more units of accommodation? No. Are there municipalities in which you conduct business but presently not have a business license? No. BC Registry's registration for your business, sole proprietor. So now everything that I checked off at first, going through that little process, they've unchecked things for me. So if you're unsure about it, they kind of clarify it for you. So now I'm not checked off on provincial sales tax. Business license application, no. The only thing I'm checked off on now is sole proprietorship to register my business, WorkSafe BC, and BCEID. And it's still $40. So, okay. Estimated time to complete, saying 50 minutes. BC Registry Services, business registration step. Registration of a sole proprietorship. For the next part of your registration, you will need the name request number for your sole proprietorship. You can find this 7-digit number on your name approval request. It's an NR number, and then an NR with a whole bunch of numbers. If you're paying with a credit card, have it ready for registration. The registration fee is $40. So we just paid $130 for the name request, and now $40. So now we'll be up to $170 for this business registration. This is to certify that no other individual is associated with me in this proprietorship. I acknowledge that the sole proprietorship cannot be changed into a general partnership. If this is necessary, a new name request number and statement of registration along with associated fees will be required. And it always is. So, yeah, when you want to go and move on and make this into a limited corporation or something, then we got to go through the whole process all over again. And that's just how it goes. So click next. Sole proprietorship validation of business name request. So now we need our NR number. So just copy and paste it. Command C to copy. And then back over here. Command V to paste. Next. Sole proprietor business information. If this is not the name of the business you wish to register, please contact BC Registry Services through Service BC's toll-free number. And approved business name. So I've got a number. Name is Dynamic ProConMedia Services. Start date of this business in British Columbia. And it's Friday the 9th, so basically we're going to say today. North American Industry Classification System Code, NAICS code. Describe the general nature of this business by selecting the North American Industry Classification Code. Please enter one or more keywords that describe the nature of your business, or enter your 6-digit NAICS code. Independent. Contracting. Services. If you have difficulty locating a code, try the following. Oh, I need a code. That's not. If you have difficulty locating, try use more general terms. Oh, well, that would have worked. Oh, I can't spell N-D. Oh, why didn't I copy and paste that? No. Independent contracting services, and I still can't spell independent. There. Hit the search. Please wait. Code 488490. Support other support activities for road transportation. This Canadian industry comprises establishments not classified to any other industry, primarily engaged in providing services to trucking establishments, bus operators, and other establishments using the road network. establishments engaged in operation of trucking, terminals, inspection, and weighing services connected with truck transportation and the operation of toll roads. Bridges and tunnels are included. Sample activities: independent truck driver to road transportation, except owner operator. Trucking terminals independent with or without maintenance facilities. Bus terminal operation independent. Pilot car services, i.e. wide load warning service. So that one doesn't seem to suit me. It does a little bit, but athletic instruction, no. Independent writers and authors, no. Support activities for rail transportation, no. Record production, no. Other sound recording industries, Canadian industry comprised with establishments not classified to any other industry primarily engaged in providing sound recording services. Radio program except live production, except independent producers. So, other telecommunications, mortgage and other loan brokers, claim adjusters, graphic design services, other specialized design services. No. Media representatives. This Canadian industry comprises with establishments primarily engaged in selling media time or space. No. Landscaping services. No. Music groups and artists. No. Other spectator sports. No. Independent artists. Visual arts. Kind of an artist, I guess you could say. We're making videos here, and we're building business. We're sculpting our life. But artists, painters, photojournalists, photographers, conservators, cartoonists, artists, art restorers, taxidermists, animated cartoon artists, wildlife artists, sculptors, stained glass, sketch artists. I'm kind of a sketch artist. No. Independent actors, comedians, and performers. I could get in with this because we do have media in our name, right? So stand-up comedian, independent, interpretive dancers, film technicians, storytellers, television producers, record producers, scenery designers, models, actors, actresses, music arrangers, announcers, magicians. So independent actors, comedians, and performers. I could fit in there. I have the name of media within my title. So, if I can't find anything else, then we'll come back to this one. Well, that's huge. Keeps on going. Cinema photographers, comedians, conductors, motion picture producers, costume designers, dancers, director, film and video, independent directors, motion pictures, directors, disc jockey, film producers, special effects technicians, speakers, recording technicians, film actors, radio commentators. So this one's pretty much like, this is me. Contact logging, highway, street, electrical, other wiring, poultry hatcheries, support activities, animal production, support activities, forestry, contract drilling. They've got a wide variety here. Last time I've gone through this, they just had the names listed. Here, they're giving a description being under title to kind of help you decipher, I guess, more of what is really being done here. So there's a whole bunch of them. I'm still at the top. There's a ton of these things to look through to find out what exactly you're doing. They want you to be quite specific with what kind of business that you're actually performing, so they know how to tax you accordingly. And they don't want you doing activities that you're not supposed to be doing, I guess. Motor vehicle towing, freight transportation, couriers. This Canadian industry comprises establishment primarily engaged in providing air, surface, or combined courier delivery services. Courier establishments of the post office are included. So I'm kind of doing the courier, but I'm doing the entertainment, so I don't know which to select. ProConMedia services. Should we go with courier or should we go with media? Because I don't want to be stuck to couriers. I'm more interested in continuing on with the arts, So and it has a lot wider range. Courier services is pretty generic. We're doing the courier services, but our major is definitely visual arts and stuff. Independent actors, comedians, performers. Is this the one? No, I'd say it's more of the media one. So I have to find it again here. I think we'll go with that, since our name has media in it, and that's the direction that we're looking to go. Just because I'm working as a contract courier right now doesn't mean that's what I want to continue to do. The media to me is much more important. Entertaining and educating is definitely a much better industry to be in than just out there bombing around in a car and couriering. I don't want to be stuck to that, so we'll find this one again and go that route. Boy, there's a lot of them. Passenger rail, taxi service, other transport, ground, scenic sightseeing, air traffic control, airport operations, activities for air transport, navigational services to shipping, other support activities for water transport, motor vehicle towing, other freight transportation, couriers. Oh, so I went too far. I'm at couriers, I'm too far. What was that number? 492110. So maybe it was that actors one that I saw. I thought there was another one. I should see if somebody else is on with us. No. So, okay, just get back to what I was doing here. Okay, so where was that again? Mining, oil and gas, contract drilling, support activities, forestry, animal production, crop production, poultry hatcheries, wiring contractors, bridge construction, contract logging. Okay, here we go. Independent actors, comedians, and performers. This Canadian industry comprises independent individuals, freelance, primarily engaged in performing in artistic and cultural productions or providing technical expertise necessary for these works. Independent celebrities, such as athletes engaged in endorsement, speaking, and similar services, are included, as are independent radio and television journalists. Exclusion: independent musicians and vocalists, music groups and artists. Sample activities: stand-up comedians, sometimes I'm funny. Interpretive dancers, no. Film technicians, kind of, sort of, trying. Storytellers, oh yeah, I'm definitely, I fit right under that. Hey, no? Storytellers, television producers. So this is almost like a television production. It's kind of like the Truman Show is what it's turning into. Record producers, no. Scenery designers, well, I don't get to design it. Mother Nature does, but I'll take you along for the ride. Model, yeah, I could be a model. My car could be the model. I could be the actor. We don't have an actress yet. Music arrangers, not yet. Announcers, yeah, I announce. This isn't TV or radio. It is independent. I'm announcing what's going on, right? Magicians, I make things happen. Yep. Makeup artist, yeah, I make things up as I go. I'm pretty good at it, so I'm an artist at that. Producers, I'm producing film right now. Ballet dancers, no, I don't have any of those yet. Cameraman, well, my computer's my cameraman. When I hold it, I'm the cameraman, I guess, or when I hold my camera, so that works. Motion picture directors, my pictures are moving sometimes and I'm directing, so yeah. Choreographers, yeah, that's kind of skip the dishes. They're doing my choreographing to an extent, and then I just fill in the blanks. Celebrity spokesperson, well, not yet. cinema what? Cinematographers, I thought it was photographers. Cinematographers, so yeah, I do that. Comedians, I have that twice. Conductors, orchestra, no. Motion picture productions, costume designers, dancers, director, film, video, director's motion, director's music, disc jockey, film producer, special effects, speakers. It's just recording everything over again. Laser show services. So I'm going to pick that one because my name has media in it. ProConMedia services. So independent actors, comedians, and performers. Self-proclaimed. Thank you very much. Oh, whatever. You're gonna hate me or love me. Whatever. Select. That's the one. Yep, so I'm selecting my address. Mailing address. A mailing address is where all your business correspondence is delivered. It could be a street address or may include a rural route or PO box number. So this is the same. Yes. For now until I move. Sole proprietor, submitting party address. The submitting party for this one-stop session is Casey Dufour. Please enter submitting party's address. Select. Okay. And so they just keep asking for my address verification. Sole proprietor confirmation. Please review the business information below carefully. Take this opportunity to correct any errors so the information you are registering is accurate. Oh, excuse. If you need to make corrections after the registration has been completed, additional fees may apply. So be on top of this. Make sure it's done right the first time. Business information, registration type, sole proprietorship, business name, Dynamic ProConMedia Services. My NR number, expiry date, December 4th. Start of business would be today, October 9th, 2020. Nature of business, independent actors, comedians, and performers. Business physical address. They're both the same. Submitting party, myself, at the same address. Purporter name, same. And then make a payment, 40 Canadian dollars. I acknowledge the additional fees. By making a payment and submitting this registration, you understand that once you select pay, any further changes must be submitted by mailing in a paper form and a fee may apply. Once a sole proprietorship is registered, it cannot be changed into a general partnership. A new registration is required. It is an offense to make or assist in making a false or misleading statement in record filing under Partnership Act A person who commits this offense is subject to a maximum fine of $5,000. So everything's fine. We're sole proprietorship, our names, dynamic ProCon services, our number, everything's fine. We're independent actors, comedians, and performers. Hopefully I can bring that to you soon here on a full-time basis so that you're seeing me while I'm at work. It might just only be a once a week thing with how pricey it is, but if I can bring it on a day-to-day basis, that'd be all right. But once a week for 8 to 16 hours a day, I think that'll be enough of me for you guys. If you want more, then we'll give you more, but I think once a week will be adequate and still provide entertainment. But we'll see what the related costs are, so we'll go from there. We'll work it in. If we eventually build up a community that supports me and wants to see the crazy antics every day, then we'll definitely go ahead and make it happen every day. But we already saw how much it costs just to operate a live stream with the LG Velvet on a 5G network for like an hour and 20 minutes was 2 gigabytes. So it sucks. I'm a data hog. Sucks up a lot of data. Okay, one stop, please wait. They're checking the registration details. Take about a minute. Please don't close or refresh your browser window, as this could cause your registration to fail. So, payment approved. And everything's going to be going through. Your card has been hidden for security purposes. Sole proprietorship registration complete. If you have selected other registrations for your business, you will be directed to these next. Dynamic ProConMedia Services has been successfully registered with BC Registry Services. As part of this registration, your business... Sorry, I went into a little bit of a daydream there. As part of this registration, your business plan has been assigned a national business number. Your business number is... To learn more, so I better take a picture of this page. Come on, work. Oh, I can print it out to you, but I probably should, but I don't have the printer hooked up yet. Sometimes I can just save it to my thing and then it'll print out later. Who knows? I'll be able to get it eventually anyways. Please note that it may take up to 15 minutes to receive these documents by email or fax. So yeah, they're going to email it to me anyways. WorkSafe BC registration step, link to the WorkSafe BC registration. The website is best viewed in Internet Explorer. Click next to open WorkSafe registration application. It'll take 20 minutes to complete your application. Enter all your information. Submit your application in the one session because your data cannot be saved and reopened later. You'll be leaving the one-stop application. If you have any difficulties returning to the site, you can log back in with your user ID. Consent to share information. To save you time to ensure the accuracy of your data, you can authorize us to share the information you have already entered in one stop with WorkSafe BC to find out what type of data may be shared. Click Data being shared. Please note this information will not be used for marketing purposes. It will only be used to help you complete your registration with WorkSafe PC more quickly. The WorkSafe PC site is best viewed with Internet Explorer. Choose one of the following options to continue with your WorkSafe PC registration. Yes, to expedite my registration, I want to share the information I already have entered with OneStop. Please transfer me to WorkSafe BC's online registration service. So I think I'll just go yes. It seems easier. And register with WorkSafe PC. An employer who is registered with WorkSafe PC is protected against lawsuits from its own and other workers who suffer a workplace injury or contract an occupational disease arising out of and in the course of employment. WorkSafe BC covers any such workers' medical and wage loss and rehabilitation costs. An employer may be any form of legal entity, including an incorporated company, a partnership, or a proprietorship, an unincorporated business owned by a single individual. In this registration application, an employer applying for registration with WorkSafe PC may be referred to as a firm, and its activities may be referred to as its business. Important, before you proceed, if you are currently registered with WorkSafe PC, there has been a material change to your business operations, asset, or ownership. Please contact the Employer Service Center. If you are currently registered with WorkSafe BC and wish to apply for personal optional protection, please click here to fill out an application and fax it in to us. No, I'm not currently. So to find the base rate for specific classification unit, or if you are looking for a classification unit described, please click here and use the search engine provided. Employer cover, self-employed coverage, residential coverage, retail coverage, restaurant. So I'm self-employed. Select this option if you are a partner in a partnership or self-employed sole proprietor who may or may not employ workers unless you are a retail store or restaurant. Sole proprietorships are self-employed and are personally responsible for making decisions, receiving profits, assuming debts, and do not have a separate legal status from the business. So this is where a lot of people will say to get a limited corporation, because then you're not legal, you're not liable of the business's actions. So that being said, we don't plan on going into debt. That's why we got into business again, is to get out of the debt that I'm in. And as I build up, I don't plan on staying as a sole proprietor forever. So I'll be a sole proprietor for hopefully 3, maybe 4 years. And then hopefully after 4 years, I'm starting to make more money again and get above that $250,000 range a year. The sooner the better. But whenever it comes, that's the point where I will do a name change and redo all of this and conduct a name search again, and then get into becoming a limited corporation, right? But right now we're looking at building up within and using the tax system to build our business up to that. So that's why I'm going sole proprietor, so that we can gain some good income tax returns. This business, there's not a lot of huge responsibility. I'm not making major decisions. I'm just making decisions on when I'm producing videos and when I'm accepting, parcels to deliver. So the decisions are pretty minor, and as long as I stay safe, infrastructure damage, we should be good. I can't see why we'd go into debt other than getting a new vehicle, but as long as we're not going to be purchasing a new vehicle when it does come time, and when I'm able to do that. What we will be doing is leasing a vehicle, because a lease is a write-off when you own the vehicle, you can only write it off for the first 3 years of depreciation. So after 3 years, you can't write it off anymore. You can write off kilometers, like you can charge yourself, 60 cents. You can rent it to your business. That's what I'll be doing with my car right now, renting it to my business for 60 cents a kilometer. That's how I get paid out. But then when it comes time where the business is actually purchasing the vehicle, we'll do a lease, and then we can just stay in a new vehicle every 2 years or whatever it is. So then we're looking good for one, and we're always in a top quality, well-maintained vehicle. And it's all a business write-off, so it only makes sense. And if you mile it out, then just buy out the vehicle, and you either keep driving it, rent it to yourself, or have it as a second vehicle, or sell it, or whatever you want to do, right? So we're going to register. It seems a little scary to take on all that responsibility, but I don't think there's going to be any major issues, and it's for a short term, hopefully 3 to 4 years, and then we've got enough money built up into property that we can start renting out property or whatever it is and continue on. So applying for coverage as a proprietor. Is this coverage right for you? What you'll need? I could read through all of this stuff, but so I agree. They want what you'll need, an estimate of your spouse's earnings. I don't have that because she doesn't have earnings. A start date of coverage, start date of your personal optional protection coverage, amount of monthly coverage you'd like, between 2,200 and 5,000. I'm reading from bottom up now. Details about any business vehicle, revenue producing equipment, model, make, and car, year, estimate of wages, salaries, commissions, bonuses, holiday pay, start date of your operation, start date of first worker, and the number of workers, the name of WorkSafe BC account number, Canada Revenue Agency business number, legal name. So they're just asking for all the basics. They need to have all the information match up. So what is your relationship to your proprietorship? What? What is your relationship to the proprietorship? I am the proprietor. Title, Mr. Casey Dufault, email address. Number. Okay. So then they're just going to ask for all the information. Has the proprietor ever had an account with WorkSafe BC? No. So my business number obviously automatically went over there. Does the proprietorship currently employ or intend to employ a worker besides the proprietor? No. Does the proprietor hire subcontractors? No. Does the proprietor perform work under subcontract? Yes. Does the proprietor currently have 2 or more contracts where it provides services as a subcontractor? No. Please provide name and or WorkSafe BC account number of each person or business the proprietorship contracts to. Huh? Please provide the name and or WorkSafe BC account number of each person or business the proprietorship contracts to. I don't think I have that. Skip the dishes. Did you give me that information? I don't think so. Let's see. I don't think I got any of that. They probably kind of skip past this stuff. So to continue on, because I don't have this information, I'm in my skip the dishes tab in my email, and there's definitely nothing in this other email either. Both my skip team, welcome to skip the dishes. Check these emails, but I don't think they sent me any information. So I'm gonna have to send them I'm gonna have to send them some questions so I can continue on with my WCB. That says in the contract that we are responsible for this, so they're responsible for providing us the information. Most people probably don't do what I'm doing right now. Either one, because they don't know about it, and so they're just playing the I don't know game, I guess. Or two, they're just too cheap and trying to skim by without it. So by not paying WCB, they're not paying that $130 a month or whatever it might be. But then if they get injured, they're on their own, man. Like if you don't have anything, you're done. And then if they investigate, it could really screw you up. So before we go any further, that's what I'm gonna have to do. But anyways, that's more or less setting up the business. We've pretty much got it all set up. So now we've gone through the name search. The name's been approved. We just signed on with BC Registry, so the business is now registered, and I have a business number. So then you could see I wasn't required to have a PST or GST number. So that's kind of nice because that's another responsibility that's not required. It's out of the way for documentation and everything else and payouts. And yeah, so now I just need to get the information from Skip the Dishes so that I can set up my WCB so that I'm actually covered properly. And after WCB, I don't need a BCE ID. So basically, the only thing next is to get the business bank account set up and see if I can get a business credit card as well. But generally, a lot of these banks now, your debit card acts as a business card. I mean, as a Visa as well. So like today with the purchases I've been making online, I've just been using my debit card because it is a Visa card when I make purchases in the States, but I've been making Canadian purchases as well, and it's been working. So I'll just get a business account set up, and then hopefully that checking account comes with the card that is a Visa, and I can use just that one card, one account for everything, right? And that's basically the idea here, and then everything's tracked properly through that account. And so on and so forth. I pay myself out whatever I need to for the month to survive beyond everything else. And now the business is going to start taking control and paying out most of the things. So what I'll have to do now is beyond that is approach my landlord to see if we can rewrite the contract. And she's been pretty good with things. She's a business owner herself, and I'm past that 1 year. I'm actually past. I had a 6-month lease, and then it's month to month where I am. So hopefully she'll be willing to write a new contract, and then I'll put the contract into my business name, and then I can write off my rent. And then now that I have a business name and a number, I can now go to Bell and I'll put my business name on my phone, and then my phone will be all write off, and that's all business related. So anything you have, subscription or whatever, that would be business related, like internet, cell phone, rent, your insurance, everything. You're going to want to change it over to your business name and properly represent your business name and have all the paperwork in line. So that's what I'll be working on over the next week or two, just getting everything straightened out, getting everything collaborated properly so that the business is properly set up, and it's its own entity on its own, like away from my personal bank account. And then so now it has its own email address. So we got the website set up. That doesn't match my name, but we can always throw my name in on the blog somewhere in there. That's like talking about what we're doing here. Right now, making these videos and going live is easier for me than sitting here typing my blog, even though building a blog up is still in my interest. And I need to find time to work that into this schedule so that we're still able to work Skip the Dishes, making money online, and being able to move forward into the other avenues that I plan to move on to. And now I forgot what I was talking about. Anyways, yeah. So just because I forgot what I was talking about, I think that's a good time to end now. I need to get some dinner, some grub into me, and carry on with things. So that's just another little update for today, and we'll see you later when I jump on next. So hopefully you learned something there and caught on, and just see a little bit more of how the business process goes, just in case you guys haven't started up a business yet and are kind of a little bit afraid or on the sidelines of it. Just watch me set mine up and go from there and see where I make my mistakes. It's been a while since I set up a business, like 15 years since I set up my first business. And then I set up another business about 5 years ago, but then things went south on me because of the economy and my bad judgment of investment at the time, I guess you could say. But that's part of being an entrepreneur. Sometimes you make risks and don't quite analyze things, so we want to try and analyze things properly. So taking a little bit more of a baby step approach on this. We're not making huge money with Skip the Dishes, but we are a business. We are a sole proprietor, and we're looking at the long-term run. The money will come eventually. So we're just going to stick it out, continue on, and try and get as many hours as we can in right now, work like a machine until Christmas, and then see where life takes us from there. Try to get the media production thing on the higher level rather than the Skip the Dishes. That's the ultimate goal here, is just to use Skip the Dishes to build up the production end of things. And then hopefully I can bring this to you on a more, professional manner, better setup, and more action, because we're going to be out there live in the car. My studio is basically my car. So my studio build that I was concentrating on or working on here, that's pretty much out the door right now. So there's not going to be a studio build. I'm not making videos on that. My studio is going to be my car. That's that. That's my office. That's my studio. That's how I'm starting this gig out, and just keep it a little bit different. Try something new and go from there. So wish me luck that I can make this happen, get some good hours in, make some good money, and get YouTube flowing so that that's making it's generating an income itself and able to build itself up, and just keep reinvesting the money until the point that we can start making a passive income where our money's making us money and we're not having to go out and put the hours and time in. So that's what we're looking forward to within business, is to build up the business and get to the point where we can slowly eventually move ourselves out, not completely 100% out of the business, but out of having to put in 16-hour days, day in, day out, right? We want to be able to go from 16-hour days making a little bits of money to evening out and making, a fair decent amount of money that we were making down here or more, but not having the workload within it. So trying to switch the scale, right? We're making the money, but we're working hard, and try and get it to the point where we're making the money and not working so hard. That's the idea of business, to become self-sufficient and be able to maintain a living through the money that you've made and properly invested. So this is, like I said, this is a long-term goal. This here is probably going to go on for a couple of years. So this is my little way. I guess this is the style that's becoming of me. You are my little somebody that I share my experiences with, and if other people care to listen and see this, it's kind of like the Truman Show, or it's developing into that, and then try to keep my private life still private, but my work life as the work. So it'll be interesting. Who knows where this will go, if it even goes anywhere. But I just keep yammering on. So thanks for tuning in. It's great to see you again. I'm quite amazed that you show up every time I show up. Thanks. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Have a good night. Ciao for now.